Hey there, girlfriend. Real quick, I wanted to let you know about something super special that I created just for you during this holiday season. My 8 tips on how to have a stress-free, happy, joyous, and sane holiday season. We know this time of year brings so much pressure, stress, maybe some drama, and overwhelm, tears, usually. And, it's 2020, so we know it's probably going to be amped up. And it doesn't have to be that way. That's why I've created this guide just for you. 8 super simple tips on remaining that stress-free, happy, joyous, and sane through the holiday season, packed with so much good info plus affirmations. Head on over to katrinalelly.co/holiday guide. Or you can head on over to my Instagram bio, hit the link in my bio, and it'll get you right there as well. katrinalelly.co/holiday guide. You are not going to want to miss this. Welcome to the Just As We Are podcast. I'm Katrina Lelly, a wife, mom in recovery, certified life and transformation strategist, community cultivator, lover of people, and student of life. Each week, I'll bring you love, inspiration, share the harder things people are afraid to talk about, and guests who are willing to shine their light for you. I give you self-care practices and mindset tips to help you shatter the negative stories you tell yourself. Now is the time to step into the beautiful, loved, whole woman you already are. Let's walk this journey together. Hi, welcome back to the Just As We Are podcast. I'm your host, Katrina Lelly. For some reason, I feel like it's been forever since I've been here. And maybe it's because it's been a little while since I've actually sat down and recorded an episode for you guys. But I am grateful to be here today. I'm grateful to be, have this opportunity, have the technology to be able to share my message with you guys. Have the relationships and the people who taught me how to stand up and be bolder in life, to play bigger, and to go after my dreams. And this episode, I don't know what's really going to come out. I just decided that I needed to get on. I wanted to get on and, share my heart with you guys, share the realness. You guys know you get it all real from me all the time. And I want you to know, I'm just going to shoot you real freaking today because this is what's on my heart being called, because I know some of you out there listening are probably feeling the same way. And I've had a lot of thoughts rolling around in my head. I was called to get quiet for a little while, not quite sure what that even looked like. And it was hard for me. You guys, it was hard because when you're a solopreneur, working your way to be an entrepreneur, a mamapreneur, whatever you want to call yourself, when you're building a business, it can sure feel freaking lonely. It can sure feel like if you're not doing all the things, you might miss out on the boat. It can be an overwhelming space to be in because there are so many things that you feel you need to be doing, or you have to be doing, or you should be doing. And that's really just not the freaking case. You can get caught up in all of those things. When you're first starting out, it's lonely. Or you feel alone anyways, especially if you put yourself in masterminds, you put yourself in spaces and around women who, they've been doing this deal for a little while. And you guys, I go into comparison every other day. I know that's not a good thing. I tell my clients, don't compare yourself because that's the thief of your joy and all that. But I do. I go into comparison because I want so badly. I have such a freaking hunger in my stomach to be living a life that is more up-leveled than what I'm living right now. I'm freaking grateful for everything that I have right now, and I want more. And I stay quiet about it. I don't talk about it because I don't want to sound greedy. I don't want to come off like I don't care about what I already have. And I know the universe listens. I could go all spun up in this deal. You guys, I could go all spun up in this deal. And just because I want more for my life doesn't mean I'm greedy. Just because I want more abundance, I want a wealthier mindset, but I also want a freaking wealthier bank account. so that I'm provided the choices of freedom. So I know that I can provide for our family if something were to happen, that I get to do what I want to do on my time and on my money, and I want to live in an environment that supports where I'm at. My house, I'm not thrilled. I don't love my house, you guys. I need my husband and I have been talking about a kitchen remodel since we moved in. And if you've seen our kitchen, which if you watch my stories, you know why. But, so I'm also I'm feeling pulled in different directions. When you start your own business, they talk about depending on what your business is, especially if it's an online service of some sort, you've got to niche down. And I really dislike niching because I want to help everybody. And niching down is finding out who is your ideal client. What is your particular service that you help with somebody? So getting really zoned in. And for me, that's hard because I care so much about people and I care so much about the world. And I'm passionate about seeing the lights turn on in other people. I'm passionate about you freaking taking ownership of your life and up-leveling your life. And then you gotta know your niche. Is it a sellable niche? Are people going to buy into what you're selling? And I struggle with this because I wonder, my ideal client, is she somebody who's going to buy products? I haven't gotten my own clients in a while. And this isn't for anybody to feel sad for me, nothing like that, pity or whatever. This is just the truth of the reality. And I get to look at how have I actually been showing up for my business? How have I actually been showing up for you guys and for the world? And I started this podcast because I'd had it on my heart for a really long time. And, I love when people share their stories. And I realized too that when I started this podcast, I was in a space that was still stuck in living in the past. I lived in my own past. I'd been trying to run from my own past, so much, just badly don't want to go backwards. And I had this fear of going backwards. And there are so many people out there who are hurting, who need light, who need love. And I want to provide that. Absolutely. But I'm feeling called to pivot. I'm feeling called to pivot this podcast, what it brings to your guys' life, what it brings to my life, how it can actually help and serve others. Because here's the thing. While my podcast has grown, and I'm grateful for every single one of you, I want a bigger impact. And I never expected my podcast to go to 0 to 100,000 overnight. I've never expected me to come out of, in my first year of coaching and suddenly have my own clients. I have clients. They're through my affiliate, the company that I'm partnered with. But the real money is in building my own brand. And that takes time. And I understand that. And I'm just feeling called to pivot and look at what is really needed in the marketplace. And this is probably already out there. Maybe it is, but I'm not listening. I'm not hearing it. I'm not seeing it, at least not in the way that I want to bring it about. And so there may be some changes coming to the podcast. There may be a new name. There may be a rebrand, but that's what's required. That's part of being in this business. That's part of doing the deal. I still want people to come on and share their stories, their passions. What happened? What was it like? What's it like now? And I've struggled with a lot of you know my sober story. A lot of you want to know my sober story. And you want to hear that stuff. You want to hear those kinds of dark things from other people, but I want to shed more light. I want to bring more value to you guys. I want to bring more things that you can actually implement in your life. I think that so many of you want to do more in your life and you're just not taking that action. I think there's some of you who are taking that action, but you're still spinning your wheels and you're not sure how to get there. Sobriety is a big part of my story. Being an alcoholic is part of a big piece of my story. Growing up in an addicted home is a piece of my story. And it's a piece of my story that's important that I'll always share in the right moments and the right times. And it's a part of who I am and how it's built me to where I am. And it's a part of, I believe that every single step has been required to get where I am right now. But when it comes to running my own business, being a coach, sharing the light, being all of the things, getting clear on who do I want to serve? Who are the people that are going to show up and raise their hand and say, I know I need to work with you. I know I need to be in your space. Who are those people? Who is that woman, that mama maybe? And look at all of the things and look at how all of that is. And so there's changes that are going to be coming. And I want to tell you that. I want to share that with you because there are a group of you who are my loyal listeners. And I love you and I appreciate you. And I'm not going anywhere. You're just going to see a shift in the subjects, in how the podcast comes across. Like I said, the name may change. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's going to change. I know many of you love this. And like I said, this is like just from my heart. So it's probably a little bit all over the place. And I want to be real with you guys. I am at the point where something has to shift, and a piece of that is absolutely me in the way that I show up. It's also me in the way that I own who I am and what I can do and how I can serve you and help you. I am not here to serve and be a placeholder for the people who are willing to sit back and be, what is the word I'm looking for? Content with their life. Who are like, oh, that's really fantastic. That was such a beautiful story. No, I want the people who are hungry for a bigger life. The women who just know that they have more out there for them. Who know that there is more than there's more to life. There's more. They have dreams and they're working on those dreams, but for some reason they find themselves stuck and they need help getting past that. Our lives are all encompassing. Our lives are all a piece. Each piece plays an important part. Business, relationships, marriage, kids, family, health, finances, career path, like all of that plays such an important piece. It's all encompassing, and I want to help the women begin to really embrace that. And it all starts with yourself. It all starts with the inside work, the inner work. Because if you're not right on the inside, no matter what's going on the outside, if you're successful, if you have a lot of money coming in, if you're really good at what you do, eventually something's going to feel off. Eventually something's going to go off kilter. Maybe you're doing it in a way that you're exhausted and you're tired, and you don't want to be exhausted and tired anymore. You're snapping at your kids. You're getting pissed off at your kid, like all the things. I want to help those people who are hungry. I want to be here for those people who are hungry. And I love doing this podcast. I love that I get to bring on and meet the most amazing guests. And so a change is coming. A shift is coming. How can I make a bigger impact? That's what I'm looking at. How can I make a bigger impact? I started off with saying, like I said, this is just from the heart. And so sometimes it doesn't always flow. It doesn't always make sense. But how can I make a bigger impact? How can I help more people? And how can I find the people who are willing to freaking step up and invest in themselves and know they need a coach, know they need somebody to walk alongside them? Because we're not meant to do this thing alone. And when we invest in ourselves, we show up differently. You are the best investment you can make. But how can I do that? And as a person who is new in business, there's so much that I feel is not talked about, at least from this level. There are people, successful entrepreneurs that I follow and I love, and I buy their programs and I invest in their stuff, and I work alongside them. And they talk about some of this. But I'm curious to hear from the inside track, those solopreneurs, those mamapreneurs, those entrepreneurs who are in their first few years of business. What's it really like? What's important to focus on? What do you do when you don't have money to invest back in your own business? How do you make it so you're seen? How do you do all of these things? And how do we come together and talk about the trials and tribulations, the frustrations, the emotional roller coaster that it is to build your own business? And I want to inspire the women who have been thinking about building their own business or stepping up or going after that promotion, but they know they want more from their life. How do we do that? So I don't know. It's an interesting place to be. You guys, I tell you what, for as many days as I feel like I want to just punch the wall or scream, which is good. Actually, letting your anger out in a healthy way is good. It's also just those days where I think, why am I even doing this? When is something going to give? When is my client going to come in and see me? I wouldn't trade it for anything. I would not go back for anything, because where I was even 6 months ago, a year ago, 10 years ago, this journey is incredible. There's so much value here. There's so much to learn. And I want to empower you. I want to help you find your own light, your own strength, your own bravery. We're not meant to do this life alone, and we're meant to do freaking more. You have a purpose in this life. What is that? How are you going to show up more? How are you going to show up in a different way to give and serve back? And freaking don't take yourself out of the game. So I should probably stop talking now and stop sharing with you guys, because I could just go on and on about this. But here's the thing. I have so much that I am grateful for. And I love what I get to do. Like, I love what I get to do. I want more people to love what they get to do. I want more people to love themselves and their life. That's what's important. That's what's meaningful. And so many of you guys, I started a new business. I started a new social retail marketing, an affiliate for a company, and I love it. And it's so much fun. And, so many of you inquired about the products and wanting more. And, the number one, even in my other network marketing gigs, like the number one, what the heck is the word I'm looking for? The number one objection is money. And I tell you what, that is so frustrating for me, not because it means you won't buy into what I have to offer, but it means because you're allowing yourself to play victim to what is. There's so much opportunity out there for you. That should be a tall tale sign as to why everybody needs a social retail marketing side gig. I did this thing because I was ready for it and it was so much fun, but it's just a telltale sign why you should be playing bigger in your life, why you should hire me as a coach, why you should go invest in yourself in a different program, because you deserve more. There's so much out there for you that you're not taking advantage of. And I just want you to take more. I want you to do more. So, okay, I need to stop because now I'm going off the subject. I wanted to go into a whole nother subject, and we can leave that for another podcast date and time. So you guys, I'm here. I'm staying around. We have some really amazing guests coming up this month for you guys that I'm so excited about. And don't be surprised if changes are coming. Okay? I love each and every one of you. If you love anything that I do or say or share on these episodes, please share it on your social media. Please absolutely go and share this. It costs no freaking money, and it takes like 2 seconds. Okay? Screenshot, share, tag me on Instagram at Katrina Lelly. Bam. You got my message out. I love you all, and I'll talk to you soon. Wait, don't stop listening yet. Just as we are, fam, I so appreciate my listeners. And you know what would be so incredibly awesome? Is if you just took a few moments, headed on over to iTunes, and left me a 5-star review of the show. And if this episode resonated with you, share it with your communities. Tag me at Katrina Lelly. My message, my mission doesn't get out there without your help. Until next time.